Okay, this tutorial is going to show you how to utilize Microsoft Word to create a material list. Now, you've been given an assignment that came through in Teams. First thing you'll do is you'll go into that assignment. You're going to click the Catapult material list in this case. Now, it's going to open up. Now, one thing I would suggest, first of all, is we want to probably work on this. It's easier to work on in the Open in the Desktop app. So let's click this button here. It says Open in Desktop app. It'll open up Excel. Now, first thing you're going to do here, you're going to change your name. Obviously, it'll be your name and what class you are. 7, 8, 7A, whatever. Okay. At that point, we have your name on the document. Now, you have already done some research as far as parts and things that you're going to need in order to get your catapults created. And we've given you the opportunity to get that research, go out and find some prices of some things, and now we're making a list that is going to work in Excel. And quite simply, just to show you some basics of Microsoft Excel. We have saved some things on Chrome, just some items that we have selected for our catapult. See some hinges, pulley here, rope. Regardless, you've created your own list. So what we're going to do, we are going to start out here. We're going to just kind of make some category items here of what we are going to make a list. So first thing we're going to do, let's get rid of some of these here so I can show you what I want you to do. All right, so we've got your name. All right, we're going to say the first thing here is we're going to say item description. And one of the things I have here from Home Depot is I have some 2x4x8. And we're going to say the quantity and the price for each, total cost. And lastly, because it's going to be a little bit of a long line, we're gonna post the website that we found it. All right, so we got a 2x4x8. I've decided that I'm going to need 2 of those at a price of, if we go back to our website here, looks like they're $2.96 a piece. So we're going to type our price, 2.96. Now this is where we will make our first formula. And to make a formula, you are going to hit the equals sign on your keyboard, equals, and we're going to take this quantity and we're going to multiply, which is your asterisk symbol on your keyboard, by our price here. We've got 2, hit enter, and we have a total cost of $5.92 for our 2 2x4s. Now, as far as the website goes, I think I'm going to make this simple. Rather than copy and paste the actual website, we're just going to type Home Depot. A little bit simple here for you the first time we're using this Excel sheet. All right, moving on to the next category here. We are going to, let's see, we'll go back out here. Looks like we went to Lowe's and found ourselves a pulley at $5.78. Back to your Excel sheet here. We're going to say pulley. We wanted, let's go with 2 of those. 576. Now, one cool thing about this, if we have a formula, which was equals this times this, we can actually repeat that formula. So if we go back and we'll type in Lowe's, we'll show you on the next one. So going over here, Let's go. It looks like we went out to Amazon. We found a 3-pack of hinges. 3-pack of hinges at $5.42. Here is, we're only going 1 pack. Now let me show you this little feature that I talked about here. Now what we're going to do, rather than enter our formula equals 1 times 532, we're actually just going to continue this formula down. Now if you move your cursor right over till it turns into this little black plus sign, and you drag it down, it'll actually repeat that function. And we can do that all the way down to the bottom of our sheet here. I have a couple more things to enter, so we're going to do that. Let's go back in. What else did we buy? We went in, went to Walmart, got ourselves some rope. Now, I would think this is plenty, $3.94. It looks like you get about 50 feet. That should be plenty. But for demonstration purposes here, let's say we needed 2 of those. Let's say some rope. Show you our function. We said it was $3.96. Okay, our function already did that for us. And our hinges came from Amazon. Forgot to add that. And our rope came from Walmart. Now, regardless, we need a list of materials in Excel to utilize our functions, just so you're kind of getting familiar with using Excel. We're going to call that good enough for now, just for demonstration purposes. Now, what we're going to do is we'd also like to find a total of everything. So our total costs, we used our formulas and our functions here. What we're going to do is we're actually going to total this column using something called the auto sum. Now, auto sum is up on the top portion of your screen here, the toolbar. You just simply click auto sum. It will select for you all of those at the bottom of the total. Looks like we spent $30.68. And I think your budget, we said, was $45. Type in a total here. Looks good. Now, in order to make this kind of easier to look at, I'm going to show you a couple more functions here. So one thing we can do, these columns, these are actually money. We can actually adjust the format so that they'll show dollar signs. So if you highlight over top of those, right click, format cells, you can just select currency. And it changes to money. Probably want to do that here for this one too. So right click, format cells, currency. Okay. Now to make these things kind of look a little easier to read, I like to have them marked in between our lines here. So once again, we'll highlight over everything. Right click, format cells, and it gives us the opportunity to do what's called a border, which would be an outline and inside. Kind of makes it look more like a table. Now, last thing here I want to do, I want to make a title at the top of our document here. We're going to highlight these 2 boxes, these 2 what are called rows, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns all together. So technically we have 10 boxes here we've highlighted over. What we're going to do is we're going to put those all in one. We're going to right click, once again, format cells. We're going to go back to what's called alignment tab. We're going to wrap text, merge cells. We're going to put them in the center. We're going to put them in the center. And then our last thing here is we're just going to put a title to this. We're going to call this material list. Now we've got a nice, one thing we did forget here. I like to have a nice little box around that title as well. So we're going to right click, format cells, border, outline. Say OK. The material list catapult. Now we've got your name on this. We've got your different items of description, and these will be different depending on where you found your stuff. You got your class here. We are going to now. You'll notice that autosave is on, but one thing here, just to make sure, you don't necessarily need to, but if it says save a copy here, that means that it is in fact saving. So you can just simply close out of that. And if we go back to Teams, we will see that your material list has been populated here. And if you are totally satisfied with what you have, at this point, you can select the Turn In button.